The sky was bright, not a single cloud, no wind, just dry heat burning from above. The streets bustled with traffic. People rushed, faces sweaty, eyes squinting. Everyone wanted to escape the sun, everyone except one man. He stood by the sidewalk, alone, still, an old man with a bamboo hat and a long white shirt, stained by time. Before him, a small wooden table with neatly arranged black umbrellas, all closed, identical, plain, no price tags, no signs, just there. And strangely, no one noticed him. People walked past, some just inches away, yet they didn't glance, didn't flinch, as if he didn't exist. But Ardi saw him. He stopped, confused, drawn. Something felt wrong, like the air around that spot was heavier, quieter. Then the man spoke. For you, the one who'll get wet when there is no rain. The words were raspy, slow, dry like paper. Ardi blinked. What do you mean? It's a sunny day. No answer. The man didn't move, didn't blink, just stared into nothing, as if looking past Ardi. But one of the umbrellas was suddenly closer to him now. Ardi was sure it hadn't been before. He hesitated, then reached out. His fingers touched the handle. The moment he made contact, the world changed. The sun dimmed, traffic noises vanished, silence fell, like a curtain dropping. He could hear drops of water echoing softly, though everything was dry. He pulled his hand back. How much is it? He asked. The man smiled, but it wasn't human. His lips stretched, but his face didn't move. His eyes remained hollow. It's already paid, he said. Ardi frowned. By who? Your time. The man replied, it's been paid with your time. Then someone tapped Ardi's shoulder. Maz, move aside. Why are you standing there? A woman asked, annoyed, fanning herself with the newspaper. Ardi turned briefly. When he looked back, the old man was gone. The table, the umbrellas, nothing, not even a shadow left behind. Only Ardi remained, standing in the heat, alone, and in his hand was the umbrella, black, closed, cold to the touch. From far away, the call to midday prayer echoed, but in Ardi's chest, another voice whispered low, unfamiliar, but it felt like it belonged to him. Ardi couldn't stop thinking about the voice. It didn't sound like his own, but it came from inside him, quiet, persistent, as if something ancient had just woken up inside his bones, back in his rented room. He placed the umbrella in the corner, next to the door. He stared at it for a long time before turning away. He tried to forget, tried to sleep, but sleep didn't come easy that night. It didn't rain, neither did it the next night, or the one after. But somehow, his room was always wet. Every morning, the floor near the umbrella would be damp, a slow, creeping moisture that grew darker with each sunrise. The walls began to stain. His sheets felt like they'd been touched by fog. Yet the umbrella, always dry, always closed, always in the same spot. On the fourth night, he woke up to the sound of water dripping. Tap, tap, tap. He sat up. It was coming from the corner, from the umbrella. He got up slowly, heart pounding. He turned on the light and saw it, a puddle right below the umbrella. But it hadn't rained. The ceiling wasn't leaking. His window was shut. The umbrella was dry. Ardi knelt down and touched the water. It was cold, not normal cold, deep cold, like something that had never felt the sun. He stood, stared. Then, against his better judgment, he reached out and touched the umbrella again. It opened. Fast, like something from inside had forced it wide. The light flickered, then died. Darkness. Ardi froze. No wind, no traffic, no sound, just one thing, footsteps, slow, wet, heavy, coming from outside the room, from the shared hallway, from the dark. Then a knock, tock, 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 3 times, soft, too soft, another knock, tock, 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 And then a voice. "Don't open the umbrella indoors," whispered, hoarse, from behind the door. Ardi turned toward the umbrella. It was fully open, and beneath it, 2 feet, bare, wet, facing him. The feet didn't move. They stood in silence, toes pale and wrinkled, dripping onto the floor. No ankles, no legs, no body, just the feet. Steady beneath the open umbrella, Ardi couldn't breathe. He stepped back. His heels slipped slightly on the wet floor, nearly sending him down. He grabbed the edge of his desk to steady himself, but his eyes never left the umbrella. Then it trembled just once, like something inside was shifting or waking up. From above, a drop of water landed on his shoulder. He looked up. The ceiling was bleeding moisture black, oily drips forming slow rivers down the walls. The smell that followed was thick, metallic, rotting. And then the voice came again. "I told you, never open it inside." But this time, the voice wasn't from behind the door. It came from inside the umbrella. It whispered with a tone that wasn't angry. It was disappointed, familiar even, as if it had known Ardi for a long, long time. Then a knock, but not at the door, from the umbrella itself. Tock, tock, tock. 3 taps, like fingers from the inside tapping the fabric. And now, the feet stepped forward, just 1 step, but the umbrella didn't move. It remained still, suspended in the air, wide open, defying gravity. Ardi's breath caught in his throat. Another step. The puddle grew. Then beneath the umbrella, a shape began to form, not from above, but from below, from the shadows on the floor, a torso. Ardi didn't sleep that night, even with the lights on. He kept glancing at the umbrella in the corner of the room. It stood there, closed, perfectly still, but not empty, not harmless. The air around it felt thicker, heavier, like a silence that hummed. He left the note on his desk. Read it over and over. Keep the umbrella. Only use it when there is no rain. Don't let anyone else open it. Every line felt like a rule, a ritual, and he had already broken one. That morning, Ardi tried to get rid of the umbrella. He threw it in the dumpster behind his boarding house, wrapped it in black plastic, tied it with wire. He even walked 3 blocks away just to avoid looking back. But when he returned to his room that afternoon, It was there, leaning quietly by the door, still dry, still closed, and the floor beneath it wet. He didn't touch it, just stared. Something inside him whispered that the more attention he gave it, the stronger it became. But how could he ignore it? That night, he heard something new, a soft sound, not water, not footsteps, crying, low, broken sobs from outside his window. His room was on the 2nd floor. There was no ledge outside, only the slanted rooftop of the house next door. No one could stand there. No one should. But when Ardi peeked through the curtain, there it was, an open umbrella. Standing perfectly on the slopped roof, defying balance and gravity, beneath it, 2 hands gripped the handle, thin fingers, long, chipped nails, and from under the umbrella, the sobbing. It wasn't loud, but it was close. Then the crying stopped, and a whisper came through the glass. "Why did you hide it?" Ardi spun around. The umbrella in the corner of his room was now open. The room grew cold. On the wet floor beneath it stood something not fully formed, a figure bent, hair dangling over its face, clothes dripping as if pulled from deep water, its head tilted down, hiding what Ardi prayed he wouldn't see. But it slowly looked up. There were no eyes, no nose, just a smooth, pale surface, with a gaping hole in the center, a mouth that didn't open, because it had never been closed. From the mouth came a voice, not a scream, but a soft groan, deep and wet. "You left it open for too long." Then the lights went out, and the sound of crying came from inside the room. The crying filled the room, not loud, not frantic, just constant, soft, Hopeless sobbing from somewhere near the umbrella, Ardi sat frozen in the dark. He didn't dare move. The sound felt close to close, as if someone was kneeling just behind him. Then, a whisper in his ear. Someone has to hold the door. He turned. Fast. Nothing. The lights flickered back on. The umbrella was closed again, back in the corner. But this time, something lay beside it. A book. Thick, worn, water-damaged. Ardi picked it up with shaking hands and flipped it open. On the first page, names. Dozens of them, written in faded ink, and beside every name, one word, missing, 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 line after line, until he found one that hadn't faded yet, Ardi pending. He dropped the book. His hands trembled as he backed away. That list wasn't just a record, it was a countdown, and he was next. He grabbed his phone and searched online forums. Old articles, anything. Hours passed. Then he found it, a blog post from 8 years ago, written by someone under the name Salam Senja. It described the same umbrella, the same old man, the same instructions, crying in the night, wet footprints in a dry room. But the final sentence made Ardi's skin crawl. If you're reading this, I probably failed to close it in time. Ardi stared at the screen, then at the umbrella, then at the door. He couldn't stay. He left the house. It was still night, but outside, the street was strangely empty, too quiet, as if the world had paused. Then he saw it, the table, same old wood, same black umbrellas, lined up in silence, and standing behind it, the old man, face hidden in shadows, motionless. Ardi walked closer, slowly against every instinct. No one else was around. Even the streetlights were dim. The city felt abandoned, and the umbrella seller smiled, that same unnatural smile. Thin, wide, wrong. He didn't speak, just stepped aside on the table. Only one umbrella remained. It wasn't new. It was his, the same one he'd tried to throw away. Somehow, it had returned here, but this time, a small sign had appeared beside it, carved into the wood. Replacement, and just beneath that, something that hadn't been there before. Keep it open too long. And the one beneath walks free. The umbrella twitched, not from wind, from something inside, and from the shadowed face of the old man came a whisper, no longer a warning, but an invitation. Your time is running. Will you be the last to hold it, or the first to let go? Ardi didn't answer. He stared at the sign carved into the table. Replacement. The word burned into his mind like a brand. The umbrella in front of him twitched again. Just once, enough to make the table creak. The old man remained silent, his face still hidden beneath the shadow of his wide-brimmed hat. But something about his presence had changed. He felt lighter, as if he'd already stepped back, preparing to vanish. Ardi understood then. The man wasn't here to sell. He was here to pass something on, to release something. The umbrella was a door, a prison, and every so often, someone had to carry it, keep it closed, keep it from opening too long, keep what was inside from stepping out completely. Ardi looked down at his hands. They were wet, not with sweat, with water, cold, black. It was already happening. Behind him, the world felt thinner, as if the city had been pulled back like curtains, revealing something darker. He turned, and for a brief moment he saw it, dozens, no hundreds of figures, standing silently in the shadows, faces unfinished, mouths open, waiting for the door to stay open, waiting for someone to let go. Ardi looked back at the umbrella. He picked it up. His hand stung from the cold, his vision blurred, his heartbeat slowed. Then he stepped away from the table. The old man didn't stop him, didn't move. He simply vanished, dissolving like smoke, leaving behind only silence and Ardi. He wandered the empty street, under a sky without stars, the umbrella in his hand, closed tight. He whispered to it as he walked, not words of fear, but of command, not now, not yet, I'm still here. He understood now. The umbrella could never be thrown away, could never be lost. It had to be carried until someone else touched it, until someone opened it when they shouldn't, until someone heard the whisper and failed to listen. Because once you heard the voice, you are no longer the owner. You are the door, and now Ardi walks the streets, sometimes in the heat, sometimes in the cold, always in silence, waiting, watching, and when the day comes. When someone sees him under the burning sun, standing alone with that black umbrella, they'll hear the same words, for you, the one who will get wet when there is no rain.